Yeah.
Growing up, though, going from Southwest to UGA to the Cowboys, the people around you, at what moment did you realize that the change was happening? Because, you know, they love to say that you changed.
Oh, yeah.
But then a lot of times it's the people around you that change because of what's changing for you.
Yep. Man, as soon as I got drafted, yeah, it was a different feel. You know, I didn't grow up a Cowboys fan. You know, so you know, I seen some of the Super Bowls. What I think they came here right before I graduated. I think it was '94, '95 Super Bowl. Forgot which one it was when they played Buffalo. So I didn't really understand the magnitude of it. You know, honestly, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't a Cowboys fan. I knew it was America's team. You know, but. Hell, I mean, the Braves was America's team.
That's true too.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Shoot. And I was, Deion Sanders was my, idol. So, you know, I already had who my idols was and who I thought was important to me, you know. So I didn't understand it, but the people around me, they knew, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, you know, but man, I always had those dreams. We talked about that earlier, and so it did. And I don't want to diminish, you know, what the Cowboys are to America, but me, you know, back home here in Decatur, like my dream was to make it. You know, and get on the field on Sundays and play and be a starter, be a franchise quarterback, you know, get to that second contract that I never did, you know, because of my bonehead mistakes or what have you. But that was my dream. So, you know, I end up learning, honestly, how much it meant after playing with the Dallas Cowboys. As crazy as that, you know, man, because it's 2009 and 10, and I'm going through, you know, my addiction and some really hard times in my life, and then people, you know, still giving me love of what I meant and who, you know, I actually played for. You know what I mean? But when I was in the trenches of it, it was about just continuously to win games and play on Sundays and make, you know, the home team happy. You know what I mean? And proud of me. And that's what I was on.
When the money came in, man, how did your life change, and what were some of the first things that you did with it?
Man, you know something was crazy because I had $450,000 at 18 years old. So it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like
change.
It really wasn't. You know, I wasn't flashy. I remember I got one pair of rims in college on my I had a Tahoe. Yeah. You know, driving like I don't never drive before, driving actually like I'm leaving the gate. Wicked. Yeah, wicked. You already know. So and I wasn't, you know, I wasn't the street boy, so I wasn't living, you know what I mean, like that wasn't, I mean, you know, I'm around it, but that wasn't my lifestyle. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so you know, whipping some curves like I ain't supposed to, but anyway, end up busting two pair of rims or two set of tires, and never got rims before. And so to this day I've never had rims. I always just wanted a little necklace with, you know, with the cross on it. Right. So, you know, it wasn't you know what I mean, let's go buy everything, you know, for me. You know what I'm saying? So I was still laid back with it.
What about taking care of the fam and the friends then?
I did that too much. I did that too much. You know, and I don't regret it, to be honest with you. I don't, you know, because I made it. Now everybody wasn't there to put clothes on my back and food, you know, in my stomach, but you feel that, you know, you feel that pressure, man. You know what I mean? And you know, you want to give back love. You understand that you made it, you know, and you want to give that love back. But honestly, that was too much. You know what I mean? And it was. I'm just gonna be straight up with you. You know what I mean? Some of them would say, "Hey, we should have saved some of that money. We should have went and got, you know, a apartment complex and start a duplex and start renting things out." You know what I mean? But we young. We not as educated as we are now with the financial literacy and us, you know, and us being able to you know, be on our phones and see much more either. You know what I mean? It was just conversation. You know, what we had a fax machine and and a little bit of emailing. What emailing came in? What late 90s, 2000? You know what I mean? So, but our knowledge and what we see has expanded so much. So we do have that. But you go back and wish you would have saved some of them dollars. I know I would.
Well, that's right. This is going to be, stay with me on this right here. And this will probably be my last one I wanted to ask you, Quincy. When you see, first let me rewind it. Let me take you back to T.O. T.O. and Chad Ochocinco. Chad got the podcast now with Shannon Sharp.
Yep.
Back in the day, you would see, them doing the pom-poms, the popcorn. It was frowned upon then.
Yep.
Now it's on every video game. When you score, you're doing the Dirty Bird. It's a part of. But they was shunned back then. Fast forward to right now, they had a show Undisputed where Shannon Sharp got into it with Skip Bayless because he was talking about Tom Brady, and Skip took offense to that. So my question would be to you is this. Just because a young black man makes money and makes it to a league like that, do you still feel like being in the league, they would text him for being 1 minute late. They would just they felt like, if I give you this money, I own you.
Yeah.
Is that a feeling?
It is.
Wow.
It is, and being young, we don't understand the business of it. You know what I mean? Like it's two ways to look at it. And I don't think, well, I just say for me, being so young, I didn't understand the fabric of business of being, a quarterback in the NFL. So it is, where you do feel, like, wait a minute, I've made it. I can make decisions that I want to make, on my own. But now you got to understand now, it's consequences for them decisions. And will you make them same decisions being a 46 Quincy going back to being, that 23-year-old Quincy?
Right.
Will I, be smoking weed and doing some of the things that I was doing, knowing of what I meant, not only to Decatur, but to the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I mean? So it's two different ways of looking at it now because, hell, Wicked, we still here.
Right.
We got the knowledge, we got the wisdom, of what not and what's smart and what's not. So we looking through we're looking at a different lens at it now. You know what I mean?
But when you're sitting there looking at these shows of, either podcasters or FS1s, ESPN, and you see a lot of these guys like myself that never played pro ball, never even played college ball, and I'm sitting up and I'm critiquing Quincy Carter.
Yep.
I even may make it a little personal. How do you feel about that when you see athletes? Because I sat right here and I told Kwame Brown, I said, Kwame, anybody that has made it to the NFL, the NBA, the break, y'all are already legends. Y'all already made it before you get there. Me and B, I didn't make it. You understand what I'm saying? And when you seeing people like me and B-High critiquing T.O., critiquing Shannon Sharp, how do you feel about that?
Everybody got a voice.
Yeah.
Honestly. And that's just the way I look at it, and people,
Kevin Durant hates it. He go on his Kevin Durant on his fake page and come in and cuss your ass out about it.
Quick. Yeah. Come on. But now it's a different time for him too now, because they getting a lot more than what I was getting, with Twitter, Instagram, you know what I mean? Everybody got a voice. You know what I mean? Everybody got a microphone. But what's real, to me. And so my chemical makeup was different, You know what I mean? Just like, you know, we talked about earlier about getting that note, you know what I mean? That was the first time it was like, whoa, you know what I mean?
Right.
Other than that, I heard it,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But, you know, like, you know, I tuned it out. So, man, everybody got a voice, man. And,
Is that something that you could do, though? Is that something that you could see yourself doing in the future? Sitting up there on these networks Sunday morning critiquing some of the younger players.
Absolutely.
Even though you like that that athlete, but you still have to, you know,
Yeah,
keep it 100 with them.
You do, and listen, I want to do it.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes I get too political a little bit. You know what I mean? So yeah. But you know, I when I say political, I mean I got respect, you know, for what. You know, just like some of your rappers, you know, you got respect for guys that you know they putting in the grind.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes everybody don't make it, or sometimes you make mistakes, or you know your business. So I know what everybody's facing and what they're going through. So, you know, but yeah, it's definitely something I want to get into, though.